Hello, everyone. Welcome to the adbank Q2 2021 AMA. We'll just get this link shared up and allow people to jump in here. All right, got some confirmation that the audio is good. All right, we'll give it a little bit here for people to jump in. But yeah, should be excited to share kind of the results to date of Q2. I mean, there's the results of Q2 and the results to date of 2021. But yeah, things are definitely moving in the right direction. All right, feel free to drop any messages or questions in the chat. I've got a few to cover off, but yeah, always eager to get some live ones on here. So feel free to drop any questions in. Hey, all right, we'll get started in a few minutes. Yeah, it's a good question. I think it looked pretty sweet, like just just the A. So Ant was wondering where's the adbank hats at. And yeah, I think just like an all black hat with just the adbank A would look pretty cool. Should I put you down for one when we order those? Connor saying he's got too much hair for a hat. A for Ant. There we go. Hi, Afcon. Hi from yeah. Welcome from Ontario to Bangladesh. All right, we'll get started, and so people can catch up when they jump in or when they watch this after. So yeah, intent of the AMA. We've been doing this for 3 years more now, and yeah, same format. Kind of what's happened to date over the last quarter. What do we have coming up over the next quarter? And yeah, some of the key results that we've achieved, and some of the challenges that we've run into, and then answer any of the questions from the community. So yeah, in terms of Q2, the way I think about it is that it was really a sort of trajectory changing quarter for adbank, in a good way. Things that we had been hoping would happen came together nicely, and the results that we were hoping for definitely exceeded our expectations on a lot of fronts. And so I think that sets us up really well for what we have now planned in Q3, and gives us increased confidence that this sort of plan that we started out on, in terms of like end of 2020, start of 2021, was the right decision, and the results are starting to show that. So just to give a little bit of a background. At the end of 2020, start of 2021, we had to look at sort of like what's working, where are we getting some success, and that was within the task marketplace. And so at that point, we were struggling on the ad network side was struggling. The Blade ads were a challenge, where the sort of the audience was a challenging audience to advertise to profitably. But we're over the top excited about every time a task came out to complete it. And so that was when we made the decision to focus in on what was working and focus in heavily on the task marketplace. And then with that focus, that opened up a nice roadmap of tech development that we could pursue. App, the portal, some of the things that we'll talk about here coming up in Q3, Q4 that we think will just accelerate the success that we've started to have. And so yeah, with that change and kind of ended just change, but focus on what was working, and then some of the paring back of other stuff, it's allowed us to really see the results that have really started to happen over the last month, with user growth, profitable ads being run, the ability to get that flywheel spinning of tasks completed, revenue generated, users getting that, us being able to go spend some capital on getting additional users, which gets additional high value tasks for them to complete, and that flywheel getting spinning is what we were after, and it's moving at a nice rate. Now we can just add in some additional awesome features to we think deliver even better results to kind of the ADB and the adbank community. So that's where we're at, sort of with that focus and sort of the singular focus on the task marketplace. What we had planned in Q2, and then a lot of what we had achieved was so in the tech side, we wanted to get tech streamlined, unload a lot of the stuff that wasn't as necessary for the task marketplace as when we had this sort of more fully functioning ad network. That was achieved, and then the building of a much more purpose-built extension for Chrome, purpose-built extension for Firefox, and then the most requested feature since the start of AdBank was how do we get on mobile, and that was very much the focus on the tech side in Q2 was that sort of the completion of that platform, the Chrome extension, Firefox extension, and then the Android and iOS apps, which have been downloaded thousands of times, and yeah, it's working great. So yeah, excited for that. What is the future of AdBank? So hopefully I'll address that question. I'm kind of through this AMA. But then if there's any specific part of it that I haven't answered, then please ask, and I'll try and make sure I cover it. So that was on the tech side. On the team side, to sort of execute on what we had planned to execute on, we onboarded Liam, who worked with the lead, Connor, to sort of fulfill Connor's vision of where the tech was going. And the two of them were a fantastic team. Connor really knocked it out of the park in terms of the architecture, the integration into the smart contracts for more efficient rewards for people to receive, the mobile app on both on iOS and Android with which what Liam handled, and just that whole ecosystem now working together for a singular purpose around the task marketplace, and the architecture and the brains behind that was really Connor, with Liam doing a fantastic job building. So yeah, that the team worked out great. Runway. So last month, this month will be our first month in a lot of years where we've had infinite runway, which basically means that our costs were covered by our share of the task marketplace that were completed, which puts us in a very favorable position for reinvesting into growth now. So sort of understanding where that burn rate was going to, and being here 3 years after ICO, people that have been around since the start can appreciate the length of time that has been, but it puts us in a really strong financial position to being able to accelerate our growth, and so that will play nicely into the future plans of AdBank as well. Marketing and sales. So we've got in the roadmap to add a marketing or sales, or not marketing. Catherine's got the marketing nicely covered, but add a sort of salesperson in. And we were unsure if that was going to be Q3 or Q4. We're thinking it's probably going to be more like Q4 based on the results that we had in Q2 with some sort of, call it, affiliate offers, where we're using those to really prove the higher value tasks. getting those completed at a pretty awesome rate, and then getting our taking that data and going in and doing some outreach. We're going to be doing a bunch of tests in Q3 to try and get some sales happening, and then plug a salesperson in responsible for that in Q4. It's kind of how it's looking. So that's kind of what's been accomplished, what we've got planned, and I'll just try and summarize that in a little bit more information as well, but about kind of what's coming. Just to touch on the goals. So at the start of 2021, we had three objectives. Focus on what's working, and so that was really all about getting the task marketplace, the tech purposely built for the task marketplace versus the way we had it before, which was like an ad network that could also do that. Then the second piece was get the ecosystem working. So get that flywheel working of users coming in to complete tasks, and then getting people to complete the task, get rewarded in ADB, advertisers come in, pay an ADB to get those tasks completed and get that whole flywheel working. Vladimir, awesome questions. I won't get to any of them immediately, but I'll definitely get through all of them. And I appreciate the questions. Then the third objective was to extend runway, and that has been achieved. So like I said, we've hit infinite runway in the last month. We're definitely projected to hit it this month, and that's where we needed to be to sort of being able to spend more confidently on some of our growth initiatives, which would again kind of keep that flywheel running. Okay, so those were the three goals. And then where are we going? So what to expect in Q3, Q4, and then I'll jump into all the questions. So on the tech side, we've got two big updates happening. Big update number one in Q3 is going to be the HODL rewards. And so this is, proportional rewards, HODL rewards. It's kind of like we looked at staking. There's some reasons why we can't do that. But this creates a very similar incentive to staking, where the more ADB you hold when you complete a task, the higher, the more rewards that you're going to be receiving. So that's exciting on the tech side. And then in Q4, we'll be doing a self-service marketplace, so that you'll be able to come in and run your own tasks, bid on them, submit them, and really turn it into a marketplace where anybody can submit a task, and then the community can go and complete those tasks, and that people wanting those tasks completed will be needing to continually outbid others, and that'll just drive up the hopefully to that, whatever the fair market value is for the task that they're looking to get completed. Team, no change expected in Q3. Kind of Liam's bulk of his hours are done in the build, but he's still around to support. And then we'll be looking to likely add a salesperson, performance marketing person, whether that's an end of Q3 into Q4, unclear right now. Runway, continue to be infinite runway, and reinvesting in growth is where we want to be. And marketing and sales, Catherine continuing to run the machine that she's running with marketing, which is awesome. New potential team member on the sales side. So that's kind of where, like, the direction change 2020 and 2020, 2021, what's been done to date, and where we're looking to go, both on the tech, the team, runway, and the marketing and sales side. So that's what I had to cover. And then let me jump into the questions. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way through. So I'll just kind of preface a couple things where, for those that have been on the AMAs, I'll say it, but I can't talk about price, exchange. Even when it comes to token economics, I'm challenged in what I can say, being a Canadian project. Question, what is the future of adbank? Hopefully I've answered that. Adbank token price growth, can't touch on any questions around price. How the token economics work. originally it was someone buy ADB and then advertisers use it, and then users get ADB. Now people get virtual ADB into the wallet. So that virtual, so let me had some locked ADB in their accounts. Are there real ADB locked in some wallet? Okay, great question. Now done from wallet, which gets ADB from marketing wallet. This one wasn't used for airdrop. Okay. Okay, so good question. Let me explain how the token flow works right now. So someone wants to complete, so we push tasks out to the task marketplace. Let's say it's for a certain amount of ADB. That task gets completed. The user receives an allotment of ADB. Right now, the challenge was we can't send ADB for every transaction completed because of the gas costs. And so that gets recorded off chain with the tokens then locked in an adbank wallet for every task that gets completed. Once a user amount of ADB that they have earned hits a certain threshold, which is a ratio of gas costs to the amount of ADB and the value of ADB that they are to be received, then that transaction gets triggered. And so we don't manually trigger that transaction. That's all automatically done via both the off-chain tracking and then there's a smart contract that triggers those transactions. So that's how they flow right now. The way that the token economics work and the sort of the flywheel that I've been talking to, I can try and talk to that in a little bit more detail. But advertiser comes in to want to complete a task. Let's say that they want to pay $1 for that task. Same token economics as with when it was an advertiser. Certain amount goes to the end user, and a certain amount goes to adbank for facilitating. The user that completes those tasks, especially when HODL rewards comes up, they'll have an incentive to hold ADB, because the more ADB they hold, the more rewards they're going to get the next time they complete the task. And then the amount that adbank gets goes to facilitate the additional growth of more advertisers and more users coming onto the platform. And so that's that sort of flywheel of the more tasks completed, the more reserves that adbank has to go and keep that wheel spinning of more users, more advertisers coming onto the platform. The more users come onto the platform, the more people completing tasks, the more people receiving proportional rewards or HODL rewards in Q3 to make sure that they're receiving their ADB and long-term part of this project. So I'm going to keep going through here, Vladimir, and if I don't answer your question, then please clarify. So burning tokens. So no, we will not be burning tokens. How do you plan to add value to that ecosystem? I think, but let me know if the HODL rewards discussion and the increasing number of users holding ADB kind of answers that. But I think that does. How many tasks per week, per month do you plan? We'd love to be at a state where we'd have one adbank facilitated tasks a day, so that people get in the habit of like open up their phone, complete the task, log into their browser, complete the task, and they have it becomes a daily habit of completing those tasks. Once we open it up to a self-serve where anybody can come in and launch a task, not sure how many tasks that will be facilitating. So how many users are completing tasks or work on pending tasks? So we have a portal. So it's portal.blade.software. It's been shared, which is a dashboard that shares all the tasks that are in operation, the completion, the number of rewards that are being sent. So how can we sort of, as how do we overshare what's happening? So you can see by second app installs, KYC completions, and so that is yeah, I think answers that question to be able to see. And so yeah, in terms of some stats, this month we've had 6,800 KYC verified users added. We're getting hundreds a day right now. We'd love to add a zero behind those numbers and get that up to thousands a day, which we've had. Our peak install day, we had 1,517 installs on or KYC users on July 10th. So yeah, getting good. Okay, so let me. I think that answered them. Let's move on. KYC. Paul, so we'll follow up. Write a message in the main adbank chat. We'll make sure to get in touch with you on Telegram and find out where the delay is. Yeah, and Vladimir, awesome. Happy to have people completing. Now, some people complete, some people will fail. I don't know the details, but some people will fail. Like we are not open to Canada, not open to the US for users to receive ADB. So there are some people that fail for valid reasons. Plenty of people that fail for wrong information. So we'll figure that out on your end. Interesting. Referral sign up bonus with NFT challenge or games. I like the idea. Yeah, we'll have to look into that more. And referral sign up bonus is too many schemes. And I guess you're referring to just that there's too many people that are out there. Too many people out there doing referral sign up and then not actually paying. I guess we have the benefit of it all being transparent in your app, seeing the rewards as they come in. But I hear you. Vladimir, I appreciate the questions, all excellent questions, and feel free to hammer me with 100 more anytime. I won't get to them as quickly as I do on the AMA, but I'll get them answered. Yes, that's correct. So yeah, Vladimir. So if someone orders, if someone wants to complete a task, they need to they need to purchase ADB on a secondary exchange and then fund those ads with that ADB. So yes, that is correct. There are exceptions that we make to get people in terms of how do we facilitate all of those, and there's always nuances, but absolutely the end state that we're working to get to with Q4 task marketplace, self-serve task marketplace, is anyone can go and fund it the same way that they had the ability to fund the advertising. So yeah, very similar model. And yeah, Connor, thanks for jumping in there, and yeah, feel free to connect. Brad, nicest thing anyone's ever said to me on an AMA, so appreciate it. You're my hero. Hopefully that wasn't sarcastic. All right, I think, did I miss anybody that's following along in the chat? Did I miss any questions? All right. Okay, I'll give it another minute here if anyone has any other questions. And yeah, regarding the website. So yeah, I guess I maybe didn't. I'm trying to think of the timing. I think the timing was last quarter. I should remember now, but so new website, keeping it all focused around adbank, and we kind of had adbank and Blade sitting as separate. We're keeping that all centered around around adbank. So yeah, we're excited for that. To continue to be sort of a centralized focus around that platform. So I think that is that what you're referring to, and then we're going to have some continual. We've got some updates coming around sort of that the machine that I was referring to of like users buying and explaining that whole flow. All right, Eric, awesome. Thanks for jumping in here. More about the HODL rewards program. So Connor will be coming out with some additional details, and then Catherine will turn that into a post. But the way it's going to work, so I can talk about it technically, not the specific percentages, but if someone's completing a task and they have 1,000 ADB in their, I guess the simplest answer is if someone's completing a task and they have 0 ADB in their wallet, they will receive the advertised amount for that task to be completed. If somebody has 1,000 ADB in their wallet, they'll receive an increase on that base amount that they would be receiving to complete that task. If someone has 10 million ADB in their wallet, they'll get an increased amount, and so it'll be a sort of progressive scale to try and incentivize behavior from everyone, and not crazy rewards to the somebody that's got a lot of ADB. But the idea is to how do we get people that are completing these tasks to really buy into the project and be part of the project long term, and sort of want to keep coming back. So it's like any kind of loyalty program or rewards program, but like a lot of things in kind of crypto and blockchain, kind of has some added fun by being able to auto detect the amount of rewards that somebody has in their wallet and then reward them proportional to that. And there'll be some communication around what those percentages are going to be based on the different tasks. But it's all about just getting those. If you got some ADB in your wallet and you complete a task, you're going to get rewarded more, and that will snowball over time with getting more people bought into the project, and attending the AMAs and asking questions and everything that comes with sort of an increasing community. So yeah, happy. We'll be sharing a lot more on that, because that's our big kind of Q3 development push. All right. Brad question, how are you feeling overall about the state of the project? Last time you mentioned something about a patent. Is there an update or another push on that? So yeah, so two-part question. First part, overall state of the project. Strongest it's been in a long time. Sort of, I would say like the other sort of snapshot of time was around like the launching of Blade had equal amounts of optimism about the future. In that case, I was wrong. In this case, so far the data, we have some solid data saying that we're right, that we've hit the nail on the head here in terms of delivering something that people want to be using. And then if we can get some of these other things right, that flywheel and the feedback loop will start to spin and play back on itself, and do some pretty awesome things. So how am I feeling overall? Great. I think this is the strongest position. Team's rock solid with Connor, Catherine, Narcissus, Liam. Same team that's been able to deliver the results. No instability there, which is great. And so yeah, overall feeling good. And then second part of the question, the patent. So the patent was around applying artificial intelligence to the blockchain to identify digital ad fraud. More to it, of course, but that's the simple answer of what the patent was. The patent got submitted, a year and a half process, 2-year process until they responded, and then we had a period of time to look at they responded saying rejected but able to appeal. And then we looked at the steps to appeal, and then how it fit into the current direction of the business model, and it determined that it would not make sense to appeal within the original timeline. Doesn't take our doesn't mean it's what was submitted. We have no recourse because somebody can't go and just sort of clone it and copy it and use it. But for right now, for what what direction we were looking to go and have gone, it did not make sense for us to dump additional resources into additional development on something that wouldn't get used to appeal for a patent, which may or may not be something that we either get approved or would be a something that we would actually use. If you had to mention a stretch goal in terms of number of users, yeah, TUB, great question. So we have down. So we want to get to 50,000 users in Q3. That's the goal. We think achievable. That's what we're wanting to hit for Q3 was 50,000 users. The referral campaign often spikes the number of users nicely. That happened again over the last week when Catherine did that. We're able to attach another thing that's changed is the value per user that we get now is 10 times higher than it was in any point of our history. And that gives us some budget to be able to go and spend on users with confidence of getting a payback in a short period of time of that user. And so that has changed the way that, the tool set at Catherine's disposal and the budget essentially at Catherine's disposal changes as a result of the value per user increasing, which has happened over the last month with the launch of the app and the increased rate of completion. Where do you see us in 12? So where do you see us in 12 months? In a perfect world, where we'll be is that flywheel spinning, increasing the number of users coming to the platform, and increased number of people completing those tasks, and then also becoming part of the community and sort of long-term members with a lot of people. Connor, great. And a lot of people signing up to complete tasks, and we're just monitoring the entire process and not needing to push the wheel ourselves. Yeah, all hell, Connor. So Connor's goal, to answer that question, is 1 million users in 12 months. It's not impossible. I like it. Double A, yeah. Well, glad we were your first, and yeah, hope to continue to deliver on the trust, and yeah, I'm curious how the others that came shortly after are as well. But we're I'd say happy we're still in the fight and on a path to being able to deliver something. So so good flurry of questions there at the end. What is John going to commit to? Are you? I think Connor was committing to a tattoo, an adbank tattoo at 1 million users. Is that what I heard? Island party? No. That's wasteful. That we'll spend the island party budget on user acquisition. Connor, I don't think this is legally binding, but he said that if we get to 1 million users in 12 months, he'll get a tattoo. Purple hair is being done. That's true. All right. Anyone have Connor's backyard. Yeah. Well, nurses commit to, yeah, maybe team tattoos. Might be there might be some employment laws against requiring employees to get tattoos. Any other questions? All right. Well, appreciate it. Good chunk of people stuck around here for the whole time. So thank you for that. And yeah, it's like I said, kind of most Dad was saying, the most exciting time that we've had. So looking forward to what the next couple quarters will bring and get to that 1 million users for Connor to do something. And me, we'll figure that out when we get there. But yeah, and Vladimir, awesome questions. I know you kind of dumped them all there, and I tried to answer them. But yeah, feel free to share them ahead of time. We have a form that's in the pinned message in Telegram where you can submit questions, and then we go in and make sure we look at them. So if like you don't need to remember them or be able to attend the meeting, you can always submit them ahead of time and then come and watch, and we'll have answered those questions. But yeah, appreciate the great questions at this AMA. I think the strength of the questions at this AMA. I think is a great indication as well in terms of data point on kind of where the community is at. So yeah, TOB and Ant, I appreciate all the work you guys do in Telegram, and appreciate the community at large for the continued support of the project. And getting your friends and family to sign up for AdBank is great. And yeah, look forward to the next one. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.